Thank you.
Start with the question.
All right, coach. The squad is named. Variety of players, local, based, foreign-based, young, and veterans. What made you select such a squad for these two games?
So a lot of things that come into the head when you select a squad. Now it's not only for these two matches, because we play Mexico in Mexico, then a week later after this camp is finished, and then we play another game in New York against Guatemala in April. So 4 matches, and first and foremost we like to see as many players get a chance to play and show themselves for our decision how we will select the Gold Cup squad. So that is one thing. We'd like to see as many players play and give them a chance to play before we select the Gold Cup squad. That is one thing. Number 2, a lot of, or almost all of the FIFA windows will be official matches. So it gives us very little time when it comes to 224 at least to do tests on players. So it's good to be able to see at least the younger players. If they will play or not much, I don't know, but we would like to see them, because it's not all about the 90 minutes. The players stay on the pitch. It's about how they behave in our squad, how they do in a camp that is a week, how they do in our working environment. So on the pitch, off the pitch is equally important for us. So we like to get to know the players both on and off the pitch. That is one thing. Young players need, of course, experienced players with them, and we expect now we have 4 players, if I remember, around 30 plus. So it's Sule, Kema Forster, it's Ravel and Max, of course, a little bit older than the others. So we expect them to be the leaders in this camp, to give from their experience to the younger kids, both on the pitch and off the pitch.
When will you have the full squad together?
Say again?
When will you have the full squad together?
So tomorrow the guys from England will fly in. Today was just to meet the players, to see how well they came off this weekend matches, and it seems that most of them are fit and ready to go for full training tomorrow. So that was one of the reasons we started them today, just to get them here to see how last weekend treated them. But tomorrow afternoon, I think the whole squad will be here.
How many games do you intend to give the young ones in the squad? How many games consecutively do you intend to give the young ones in the squad?
What they need. So we have now 2 games against Trinidad, a lot of young players in the squad, and I think we counted 12 players without a senior cap. So it's a lot of unexperienced players. So as you would guess that you cannot play them all at the same time, but we'll for sure see some new faces play for Jamaica, and hopefully they will do good. If they do good, then they will get another chance sooner maybe rather than later, but at least it's their chance now to show, both in these minutes that we play Trinidad, but also on the sessions and off the sessions, on meetings, and how they behave in a group, to take their place and the right.
Coach, what will it take for any of these youngsters to continue to be a part of your squad going forward?
Just to show that they are listening to the tactical information that we are trying to implement. Also the mental aspect of being a professional in this environment is good, is necessary, and then to take their chance when they get it on the pitch. But most of us will judge a player by the minute they get on the pitch, but for me it's so much more than that.
Coach, you have some UK players that are probably on representing Jamaica in the future. What importance it is to make sure that you get them into this kind of environment, and are the players that you've called up for this camp, are those players that you have them earmarked to represent Jamaica and make the full switch?
No, most of these players already have played youth national team games for Jamaica I think most of them have. So they were already on our list of possible players in the future. Now a friendly gives us a chance to think further than today, further than winning this match. We of course have already started thinking about 2026, and the guys who are now 19 will be 23 years old in 2026. So yeah, it gives us a chance to look further ahead in time, and that is great for a coach to be able to do that. But of course we like to win, and I know that we will be judged upon if we win or lose, not if we are thinking 2 years ahead, 3 years ahead, or 4 years ahead.
In the last interview we had on the field as a captain Horsburgh, you did say that the local base players could have an advantage if they assimilate your thoughts and your philosophy well. Are you seeing any that are
players here?
Yes.
Yeah. A lot of good players. I've seen a lot of matches now, both on TV and live here in Jamaica. There's a lot of talented players. Maybe some would deserve to be in the squad from their performance. Some of them maybe are a little bit older than I wanted. But anyway, this is a chance now for these guys. Then we have other matches, and then maybe we see new faces from the local league. And then if somebody will really perform and act well in the group, then we will see them again. And this is the chance for these guys to stake a claim in the squad against Mexico.
Is there an age limit to the players that you are looking at? Do you say you're not going to pick, because you mentioned that 19 will be 23 at the World Cup. Is it that you're looking at say 27 will make your squad, 29 will make your squad?
No. It's basically what I'm saying with the selection. We have a 18-year-old or a 17-year-old here, and we have a 35-year-old. So I'm not. No, if a player is good enough, he's good enough. If he is 17 or if he is 40, if he's good enough, then we should select him. Now it's a friendly, then it's more like testing. So I take, for example, now Maps for his experience, because he's in that position that can help a lot of the players. But in general, on an official match, of course, we just select the best players.
I know that you think a lot. I mean, you think in the future.
Try to.
You're not somebody who thinks today. What percentage of this squad that you have selected now could represent Jamaica at the Gold Cup coming up in June?
It's not basically me who's going to answer that question. It's them who will answer that question. Especially now, after next week, and you can ask me this again, and we can evaluate who did well and who did not well. But everyone has a chance, and I hope I'm showing it. I'm taking kids from school football, and I'm taking players from the highest level in football from England. And so it really is not where they come from. They're not selected by some criteria at this moment.
Have you seen all 25? Oh, sorry. Have you seen all members of the squad selected, or did you select some on recommendation? Have you personally seen them play, all of them?
No, I cannot say I've seen Delano and Dante. So it's based on what they did prior. And Dante is coming from an injury, so he hasn't played for a while. And he's more taken here to see him on the training session. So I don't expect to play him because he's coming from an injury. But I like to see him. So it's 2-3 players I haven't seen much. Same with Hutchinson. I haven't seen him much. Only the matches he played for Chelsea. I've seen that these minutes. So it's more or less from what I've heard, from what have been recommended, and what my kind of basic knowledge of football tells me to do.
Coach, in terms of, you talked previously about when overseas players come here to try and make sure they get an environment to make sure that not only they're comfortable but they're in the right place in terms of to be successful. With the kids that you've brought over from the UK, is this a kind of preview of what you're trying to do in terms of recruitment wise, in terms of the policy? Would we see more UK based players, or will it be in terms of a mix of the local base?
There's a lot of questions in one question. Yeah, I hope this is something that will I will continue to be open-minded about players. I hope we will attract interest of good players who want to play for Jamaica. And I know most of these players, the young players here, will not help me in the short run, but they will help Jamaica in the future. And that is how we should think, because the future will come whether we will be ready or not. So I will not get the credit. It will be probably the next coach or the third, as Jamaica has been hiring coaches, probably the fourth or fifth coach from me will benefit from this. But no, this is how we should, and hopefully we can change that thought process to think further ahead, not only what is good for me today.
What type of football are you expected to play? Attacking football, defensive style football? What's your plan going forward?
My plan will be to win the matches. So if we need to attack with attacking football to win the game, we will do that. If we play Argentina and we know we need to defend, we will do that. But we will be hopefully a well-drilled, compact unit when we don't have the ball. Whether that means dropping back or pressing high, it depends on the opponent, it depends on the game. But when we have the ball, I hope we can be free-flowing and using the strength of Jamaican, which is speed and flair, and players who can take opponents on. So that is my wish, if we can succeed with that, hopefully.
What do you know about Trinidad and what can we expect?
Honestly, I've been focusing on Jamaica, and I think that's well worth all the time I have to focus on Jamaica and the Jamaican footballers. So I've had help from good people to scout Trinidad. My assistant coaches, both Meron and John, will have the meeting, the videos ready for that, but I have had really good help scouting Trinidad, and the same for me again, for Mexico. I will do more scouting of Mexico. But anyways, my job is to focus on the guys that wear the yellow shirts.
The warm practice games that you're getting, the Guatemala and Trinidad and Tobago, are they specific to what you want, what you're looking for, or is it a situation where you take the opponents at the regular?
No, that was available. I grabbed it with both arms because I wanted to see as many players as possible for the Gold Cup this summer. Because I only started January officially to work for Jamaica. So 2 months for a coach is not enough time to see all the players that are available to play. So to have many matches before the selection helps me tremendously.
Coach, these will be your first games on home soil. How much are you looking forward to this experience, playing at home?
Yeah, I very much look forward to it. I hope the pitch in Mobay will be as good as this one. This is the best one I have seen. So I hope the Mobay pitch will be ready and we can play a good football. But I hope as well that the people, the fans, will come and support these boys. If I can say something regarding team selection and the people, we all have our opinions on who should be selected, who should play. But I think one thing that we can learn from the Germans is that once when a squad is selected, then the people, they stand behind the squad. After the tournament, they can criticize. And that is the difference between Germans and most others. Maybe you're not happy, but you support the players that will represent you as a nation. So you should gather behind these kids, these boys, these players, and come to the pitch, and we will probably show a better performance if we have more people supporting us.
Thank you, Coach.